6:40 p.m. Friday, June 18, 2021. Dire warning issued ahead of June Pentagon report on UFOs alien contact. UFOs could pose a threat to America's national security. Capitol Hill lawmakers issue dire warning after classified briefing ahead of Pentagon's highly anticipated report on unidentified flying objects set to be released sometime this June. Clearly, something's going on that we can't handle, Representative Tim Burchett warned after the briefing. Maybe a close encounter of the third kind isn't so far off from happening, this news report concludes at its end. This article is from dailymail.com online. It begins, concern was evident from the reaction of some politicians following a highly classified briefing with the Navy and FBI on Wednesday, June 16th. The House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, Subcommittee on Counterterrorism, Counterintelligence, and Counterproliferation was briefed. A Pentagon report on UFOs could be released anytime this month, which would be one of the biggest government reveals on the subject. Some lawmakers received a peek at a sensitive, compartmented information facility, or SCIF, but wouldn't say what they saw inside. Instead, they focused on expressing their concern about how UFOs could threaten national security in the United States. Lawmakers have expressed serious concerns about the threat of UFOs to America's national security, with one lawmaker going as far as to say, clearly something's going on that we can't handle, Representative Tim Burchett warned after the briefing. The comments emerged after a highly classified briefing from the Navy and FBI to members of the House Permanent Select Committee on Counterterrorism on Wednesday, ahead of the Pentagon's highly anticipated report on UFOs this month. Sean Patrick Maloney added that they were taking the issue of unexplained aerial phenomena seriously, especially when it comes to the national security interests of the United States. So we want to know what we're dealing with, he said. There are legitimate concerns and questions involving the safety and security of our personnel and in our operations and in our sensitive activities, and we all know that there's a proliferation of technologies out there, Maloney told the New York Post. This video grab, image obtained April 26, 2020, courtesy of the U.S. Department of Defense, shows part of an unclassified video taken by Navy pilots. Politicians are expressing increasing concern about the impact UFOs may have on national security. The Pentagon's UAP task force is set to deliver its report on UFO sightings by the military to Congress on June 25th. An unclassified version will be made public, while a more detailed classified one will remain secret, and anticipation has been mounting over what might be revealed. This week, some lawmakers received a peek at a, quote, sensitive compartmented information facility, or SCIF, but wouldn't say what they saw inside. Instead, they focused on expressing their concern about how UFOs could threaten national security in the United States. Representative Val Demings said, You know, it's always about our safety and security. Our national security is priority number one. And so that's really the area where we really focused on this morning. It was an interesting briefing, Representative Adam Schiff stated. I did learn things that were certainly new to me, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. Not every politician was as concerned. However, with Representative Peter Welch saying of the forthcoming report, I'm not on the edge of my seat. At least one ex-Pentagon official has already expressed concerns that could relate to national security, saying that UFOs have repeatedly meddled with U.S. nuclear technology, even forcing some facilities to go offline. Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, told the Washington Post last week that UFOs, or as they are officially identified, UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, have actually interfered with U.S. nuclear technology. Now in this country, we've had incidents where these UAPs have interfered, and actually brought offline our nuclear capabilities, Elizondo said in an interview. Elizondo was asked about several U.S. UFO sightings above secret nuclear weapons facilities and the fact that almost every major nuclear power across the globe has reported and declassified these sightings. He said that the phenomenon is a national security concern and added that the same observation has been made in other countries, making it a, quote, global issue. Elizondo said some people have suggested that UFOs bringing U.S. nuclear capabilities offline could be interpreted as a sign that the unidentified objects are, quote, peaceful, but said in other countries the UFOs have actually turned on nuclear technology. So that is equally for me just as concerning, he said, of their interference either way. I think that there is certainly at this point enough data to demonstrate there is an interest in our nuclear technology, a potential to even interfere with that nuclear technology. Elizondo also told the Post that the Pentagon's upcoming report will definitely state that UAPs are not U.S. technology, despite speculation. He said he believed the findings would conclude that they were also not Russian or Chinese technology either, saying that instead he believes it is, quote, next generation technology, decades ahead of our time. You know, through observations, we are quite convinced that we're dealing with a technology that is multi-generational, several generations ahead of what we consider next generation technology. So what we would consider beyond next generation technology, he said, something that could be anywhere between 50 to 1,000 years ahead of us. Leaked video confirmed by the Pentagon shows a UFO buzz a stealth ship and dive. Earlier this week, a top physicist also expressed alarm of UFOs, though physicist and science writer Mark Buchanan wrote in a recent Washington Post op-ed that he was concerned that alien contact could result in, quote, the end of all life on Earth. Chances are we should all be grateful that we don't yet have any evidence of contact with alien civilizations, Buchanan writes. Attempting to communicate with extraterrestrials, if they do exist, could be extremely dangerous for us. Search for extraterrestrial intelligence astronomer Joe Gertz echoed Buchanan's sentiments, stating that all of our attempts at communicating with extraterrestrials could ultimately cause, quote, the reckless endangerment of all mankind and be absolutely proscribed with criminal consequences, presumably as exercised at the national level or administered through the International Court of Justice in The Hague. Buchanan compared a possible alien encounter to Christopher Columbus coming to North America, where an older civilization was vulnerable to the more technologically advanced Europeans. However, astronomers and scientists from a differing school of thought believe extraterrestrial contact could only benefit humanity through the use of alien technology, which in turn could improve the planet's sustainability. Douglas Vakoch, an American astrobiologist, search for extraterrestrial intelligence researcher, psychologist, and president of METI International, is one of those astronomers who not only believes in contacting aliens, he's actively doing so. While UFOs have been sighted by civilians for decades, their existence was brushed off as nothing more than a conspiracy theory. But public opinion has shifted in recent years, especially after video footage and pictures taken by U.S. Navy pilots between mid-2014 and March 2015 was leaked to the New York Times 3 years ago. The images showed a 30 to 40 foot object shaped like a tic-tac with no wings or rotors, yet able to hover, turn, and accelerate through the sky at hypersonic speeds. The New York Times also reported on a shadowy organization based at the Pentagon dedicated to reports of UFO sightings, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, AATIP. In April 2020, the Defense Department released several videos, one of which shows a U.S. Navy aircraft encountering, quote, unidentified aerial phenomena, including objects flying and moving at speeds and directions that are impossible for human-made flight. Just a year prior, leaked Pentagon footage showed an unidentified flying object hovering over San Diego, suggesting that maybe a, quote, close encounter of the third kind isn't so far off from happening. And that concludes the article. And once more quoting Representative Tim Burchett, warned that clearly something's going on that we can't handle. So the stage clearly seems to be set for a possible imminent encounter of alien contact as a part of the deception following the rapture occurrence. And the way this is all being stated here, it seems like there's something ready to happen, and that's what they're saying here clearly. Although this type of thing has always been in the past with these reports supposedly and ready to come out, but they really never have. However, this time it seems like it's very possible that what's going to be revealed will be a precursor to what's just ahead of us here. So look up, for your redemption draweth nigh, and for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man will come. So I hope this gave you further encouragement and hope as we wait Jesus to appear. God bless you.